100 days before major international talks on climate change, one charity has taken extreme steps to highlight the threat from global warming. Oxfam says it's trying to raise awareness of the issue, but some scientists say that showing people doomsday scenarios can be counterproductive.
Coming home for dinner in a world of rising sea levels. Oxfam says this apocalyptic vision is a wake-up call 100 days before vital climate change talks in Copenhagen. Of course, this is a highly exaggerated scenario, but when you're talking about getting the message across about climate change, how beneficial are these kinds of extreme doom and gloom images?
My position as a scientist is that I'm not in favour of making alarming noises. What I want to do is to find out what the facts are and to present them as best I can to those who make policy.
You get a stunt like Oxfam's here. It is a stunt, but that doesn't detract from climate change is incredibly important, and if that's the way it's going to grab the people's attention, then OK, fine, I'll live with it.
Scientists predict sea levels will rise by about a metre by the end of the century. They say our greenhouse gas emissions are warming the world, contributing to sea level rise. Melting glaciers are huge sources of water that could flow into the ocean and raise its level. So in the countdown to the most critical talks on climate change so far, prepare for more dramatic images. Guy Lynn, BBC News, the London Aquarium.
Hello, I'm Barbara Stocking, the Chief Executive of Oxfam, and I'm at Sea Life, the London Aquarium. Now you might well ask what I'm doing here, but I'm standing in front of a stunt that's been designed to really show the impacts of climate change on human life, in particular on the rising sea level. We have people in the tank, just in a fun way, demonstrating how we might have to live if sea level rises that much. Now, it's a fun thing, but underneath it all, it's a very, very serious message that actually, if we don't get a grip on greenhouse gas emissions, then human life will not continue on this planet. Already, we're seeing the effects of climate change on the poorest people in the world. We've seen the increased numbers of hurricanes and floods in the poorest countries. We've seen the effects on crops. We've seen that in Bangladesh, where the way their land is getting very salinated. So we know the effects are already happening now. But this situation is not desperate in the way that's shown in the stunt. Of course, we have a chance to do something about this. In December, world leaders will meet in Copenhagen, and we want them to come out with a deal that is both fair and safe. Safe in the sense that it keeps climate change under control, that the Earth's temperature doesn't rise more than 2 degrees centigrade, but also fair in that it's fair for poor people and there is support to them for helping them in their adaptation costs.
Every second, every minute, every day, our world is changing. Climate change is real. Very soon, within your lifetime, every person on the planet will have been touched by the destructive force of climate change. This is the biggest threat humankind has ever faced. Humans have caused this, and we can stop it. There is still time. Stop climate change in its tracks. Add your name to the call for a global deal to stop catastrophic climate change.
Can you see the pots of mysis down there? You've got them? Okay.
That's a fantastic picture. But if I I think everything's just Offered him a fiver.
Go on, the other guy in the room, right? Go on. Change, Charlie. Go on, EastEnders is on there. Come on. You like it?